Hey there, Dragon Folk. How we all doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing fantastic and wonderful. I always love seeing your faces, and honestly, I'm happy to be making more videos for you guys. So as we go through this, right? Just kind of wanted to give nice little updates. Again, congratulations to all of you guys for supporting me. I know it should be congratulations to me, but you guys are the real heroes here. I'm happy you guys are enjoying the content, and hopefully you'll continue to enjoy these TCG player guides that I have coming out for you guys. So we've already come out one about shipping, right? About shipping stuff, the costs, and so on and so forth. But now we're going to go ahead and kind of get into something that is a little on the back end of TCG player selling, and something that kind of, I don't know, it happens all on its own, and it's not going to take a whole lot of time to explain. But I just want you to be aware that when you're selling on TCG Player, you are starting off pretty low on the totem pole here. So when you first sign up to be a seller, you start at level 1. So obviously the goal of this video is to teach all of you how to become a level 4 seller. That is the top level seller you can be on TCG Player, and it opens up a lot of stuff in regards to all of you being able to access all the tools and the abilities that make a seller so successful on TCG Player. So obviously, again, when you first sign up, you're going to be level 1. And being level 1 doesn't mean that you are super restricted, but it's pretty restricted as far as anything goes. If you are somebody who just got a collection from an inheritance, or your friend just decided to give you a whole bunch of cards and they don't know what they had and you tried putting them up there, you're going to have to kind of hold off if this is your first selling and kind of start selling low stuff, because being at level 1, it lets you list up to 100 items, and up to $1,000 of items can be listed at one time. And anytime you sell anything, right, anything that you sell cannot be over $500, right? So if you found a card in your friend's collection that was going for $1,000 on the open market, then you couldn't just sign into TCG Player and sell the card, right? As a matter of fact, I don't even think you can do that in eBay either, because you need a reputation, especially for something that's a very high ticket item. You need a reputation. So a lot of becoming a level 4 seller is about making a reputation for yourself and making sure you have good feedback and making sure you have good, shipping rates, making sure that your deliveries reach their destination all the time, figuring out how many stamps you need per order, what tracking you need for certain things, this, that, and the other. So at this stage, it is best that you just kind of stick to cards that are around like $1. Maybe you can even do cards that are like 50 cents, right? Commander staples are a great way to start stuff. So like Arcane Signets, Soul Rings, Rampant Growths, Command Towers. If you buy a Commander Precon at the store for like $40, you could probably sell a good portion of those cards just to kind of get yourself started. But if you really wanted to, you could also buy a whole bunch of Commander staples and then resell them at a loss, probably. And you'd end up probably making, you'd be able to get your seller level up higher. So, these things are going to fly off the shelves as you start to, put them up there, right? We'll kind of go more into inventory processes, but essentially you can start listing your stuff at the lowest price that it's selling for currently. And when you do that, it is essentially the first listing that most people will see. Now, just because you have the first listing doesn't mean it will automatically be bought. A lot of people who don't know a lot about card condition or anything of the sort, who might be brand new to the game, might not care that you're a level 1 seller with 0 sales and 0% feedback. They might not care, right? But somebody who's trying to buy like a $20 card from you is probably going to care a little bit more on your reputation. So that's why I say stick to stuff that's like 50 cents, a dollar. That way you're not really losing out on a whole lot of inventory and you can start building up that reputation. So it's not going to be a lot of income to start it off, but it's something, right? And once you've completed at least 2 orders within the expected delivery date, which is as soon as the order is placed, you have 48 hours to confirm the order. And then it should be within it should be roughly within 6 days after you've confirmed shipping on the order that it should arrive at its destination, right? And so a lot of stuff with like plain white envelope stuff, unless it's specifically said, normally it's just estimated that normally it's just assumed that it has arrived at its destination. But if you do end up selling some stuff that has like tracking on it, you can also use that as a way to guarantee that your cards do make it to their destination, and it will look better for your feedback. So your feedback is also something that's pretty huge. Not a lot of people do it comparatively, but even so much as somebody not leaving a comment and just giving you a 5 stars on your feedback puts you at 100%, right? 100% feedback. That's where you want to be. Anywhere between like 98 and 100% is like a pretty good place. You don't really want to be anything below 98 because it does kind of skews people away from wanting to buy from you, right? But some things are out of your control, and so that's all just based on, Yelp reviews essentially. But if your feedback is 80% or higher and you've completed those 2 orders, then you become a level 2 seller. So you'll get an email confirming that you've leveled up, right? And now you can work towards broadening your inventory a little bit. So as a level 2 seller, right, your inventory limit is boosted to 500 items at one time, and you can have up to $5,000 worth of inventory and can sell things that are up to $1,000 in price. So just about everything is times 5, right? Besides the most expensive card you can sell, that now doubles to a $1,000 price point. So if you do have any higher ticketed items, I still suggest, even though you've hit level 2, don't sell those items. Don't sell them at that level. If you're selling $1,000 items at a level 2 seller, I'm certain nobody's going to buy them. What I'd do instead, again, is just keep doing what you're doing, right? You should have a significant amount of cards to have like bulk or even something along the lines of a few like well-known rares. And those should be the cards that you are looking to sell. So again, you have to hit some goals in order to become a level 3 seller. And that is having at least 11 orders that are delivered promptly, and your feedback is 85% or higher. So you only need to complete 9 more orders, and you need to make sure that your delivery feedback is 85% or higher. So obviously, if your first 2 did really great and they both rated you a 5 star, then you can expect to be at 100%. If you then do these 9 other ones the correct way and you follow the guides that I have on the previous videos in this channel, then you can also make that happen, and that will continue to stay at 100%, right? So keeping your feedback ratios high, it's a big part to being a seller on TCGPlayer. So make sure you're getting your orders out in a timely manner and that your packaging is well done. A lot of buyers are buying cards to have for their collections as well as to play. So if you're not sure on what your card is really, worth, right, or you're not sure what its condition is, you can also check the condition guide that TCGPlayer has for their website for more information. We'll go over condition in a deeper dive into condition in a different video, but just keep an idea that if you list a card as near mint and it is got a lot of scratches and dents and stuff like that, and you sell it to somebody for near mint pricing, they will be upset when they get the card. They will give you a bad review, or you'll have to refund them the entirety of their order, and now you've lost out on a card, and you've lost out on money, and you've lost out on a good sale. So something to keep in mind. But, you know, like I said, you're going to want to keep an eye on that kind of stuff, but we'll go over condition and everything in a different video. So now that you've done all that, right, you've got your 11 orders and your 85% ratio, positive feedback, you'll get another email, another level up email, right, that you've achieved level 3 seller. So you, of course, get access to more inventory perks as you level up. So your inventory limit increases a lot from 2 to 3, right? Your inventory limit is now up to 50,000 items instead of the 500 items. So literally, I mean, it bumps it 1,000 times. So now you can have 50,000 items listed on your store, right? You can have up to $100,000 worth of items listed in that 500 or in that 50,000 items, and the max price you can have for any item is $20,000. So obviously at a level 3 seller, you have a lot more freedom in regards to selling stuff. Not many of us have crazy expensive cards that we can just throw on the market and expect a return. So even though you've hit the level 3 seller, you do still have a lot of stuff that you can access, now. But there are some tools that you'd like to be able to get at level 4 seller that are going to make it a big deal, right? A level 3 seller and a level 4 seller is really what differentiates somebody doing this as a side business or even their main business and somebody who is just looking to offload cards on a odd basis, on an odd chance, right? So luckily, you've got a lot of room to work with here. But as I say, TCGPlayer has a lot more to offer level 4 sellers. So if you're already doing everything correct, which I assume you are, you've been following this whole thing, you've been, you've been getting positive feedback the entire way through, and you haven't had any issues with condition, your cards have been being sent out in a prompt manner. If all of that is continuing to happen, all you need to do is have a completed 51 orders and a feedback ratio of 90%. So just keep doing all of the same things, all the things that you've been doing, and keep up the good work. And once you've hit 51 completed orders and a feedback ratio of 90%, you will hit level 4. So if you've gotten your level up email, congratulations, right? You are now a level 4 seller on TCGPlayer. So you have an unlimited inventory, right? Your inventory is no longer limited to 50,000. You can enlist as many items as you wish, and from many different formats. More importantly, you have access to a lot of these tools that I was talking about earlier, right? So you have a lot of things that will kind of help you. It actually almost makes selling cards easier for you. It's not just cool, like now you get access to some graphs or something. No, essentially what happens is you have access to a pricing tool, right? Which essentially what you can do is it helps you keep up with pricing all of your inventory. I personally have never had an inventory of over like 400 cards, so that is a little different compared to a LGS or somebody with a very, very crazy inventory. But at the end of the day, this pricing tool is going to kind of help you because there's a button you can press that turns all of your stuff into market price. So, you know what? I'm a level 4 seller. I'll go ahead and show you guys what you guys get. All right, here we are, right? We're level 4 seller. We're doing our thing, right? And look, see, I have 198 inventory. I don't have a lot of cards, but the cards I do have on there are, they're going for what they're going for, but things that don't sell as quickly as I'd like, right? And that could very well be because of the high fluctuating prices that are due to the volatility of the market, right? One day a card could be $12 and you can list it at $12, and the next day it could be $8 and your card won't be seen when people are trying to buy it because they want to buy it for $8 and not $12. So what you can do is you can go to this little pricing tab, right? And in this pricing tab, right, you have a bunch of stuff. You can export your stuff. You export your live inventory. You can export staged inventory. You can do a whole bunch of stuff to kind of add stuff into your pricing and your inventory through here, which is really great. But more importantly, you can take these here. Normally, I just search by the game, right? And then I do an advanced search. We look at my catalog only, in stock, and then we hit apply filters. So when we do that, it will go ahead and show us down here a list of all of the cards that I have in my inventory for Magic the Gathering that I have in my catalog and are in stock. So let's go ahead and just make that more cards. I always bump it up to about 100, right? And that way we can see everything, right? And so you can see there are some things that have changed, right? Admiral Beckett Brass, its lowest listing is 24 cents. I have it listed for 50 cents, right? Now, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and click any of these, right? I can click on this match. For this, it'll change it to 24 cents. I can change it to the TCG market price, and it will change it to that. The only difference is that when I change it to this, right, I have 99-cent shipping, and this is 24 cents, so this stays the exact same way. But if it were anything else, right, for instance, this one is $3 and then $1 shipping. And I have it listed at $3.99, so if I hit match, it should change it to $3.98 or $3.01. Well, look at that. My math is awful. So $3.01 is what it's set to, right? So that's $3.01 plus the 99-cent shipping that I have turns it into that. So when you click this lowest listing portion, it'll account for the shipping rate, but it won't account for it when you click the TCGPlayer market price. When you click on that, it changes it to whatever the market price is. So it's up to you how you want to do it, right? Market price is a good way to kind of make sure you're getting a very true value for your cards. And there's also a button, like I had said, that you can actually do this right here, the marketplace pricing tool. If you click on that, you can go ahead and change the entirety of your search results to TCG market price. Now, the only issue that is with this is that some cards are going for less than their market price significantly. Some cards are going for more than their market price significantly. So that's where you kind of have to know what cards are doing that. But luckily, if you change it all to market price, just kind of take a quick look over your inventory, right? Search for cards that you know are expensive and check to make sure that their market price matches with what you've set it to. And that's it. You can set it aside at the marketplace pricing, and then from this point, right, you'll be able to market every single one of these things, and then you'll just hit the save button down here. It'll be perfect. So saving is really, really fantastic for doing this. It saves you a lot of time, because otherwise, if you're a level 1, 2, and 3 seller, you'd have to go into your inventory and you'd have to look out and look up every single one of your cards in your inventory, and you'd have to change them all. You'd have to change them all manually. And that is a lot of time. So if you only have like 50 cards, right, it's a little easier. But if you have a pretty big inventory, like a LGS would, or maybe a more, somebody with more room in their house would, if you have more product to sell, it is definitely going to be beneficial that you get to level 4 and you start using this pricing tool, because it's just going to be easier. If you're looking for your stuff to sell quickly, you can always change everything to the lowest listing pricing and go from there, whatever fits your bill. And then, if you're looking to get a bit more value out of the cards that you have, and you really feel comfortable that they're going to sell at their market price, then you can always go ahead and use the market price tool, change everything to market price, and you'll be good from there. So something else a level 4 seller gets that any other seller level would not, is they get access to stuff such as becoming a pro seller. Now, a pro seller comes with a lot of stuff, you essentially become a pro seller. They akin it to something like a brick and mortar store, right? If you're a pro seller, this is what you're doing, right? You've committed to becoming a seller here, and you're committed to doing what needs to be done in order for you to make your money as you're in this business, right? And that is something that is phenomenal. And of course, it helps out a lot of LGSs in trying to make sure that they get good deals on their product. Sometimes you will see when you are going through buying cards that you will see deals like, you'll get free shipping if you buy $15 or more worth of product, or you'll get free shipping if you buy $30 or more worth of product. Those shipping rates are only available to those who are pro sellers. And so once you become a level 4 seller, you obviously have to give a little bit more information to TCGPlayer in order to kind of become a pro seller. But that is an available option for you. Another thing you can do is you can sign up for the TCG Direct program. And the TCG Direct program, what that is essentially TCGPlayer has its own inventory. And what happens is you list your inventory, and whatever is considered purchasable through Direct, TCGPlayer will actually send out on their behalf, right? They will send out those cards. And then when it comes time to pay the piper, right, essentially, I think once you sell $300 worth of cards, or it's like a month and a half or 2 months have gone past or something, TCGPlayer will send you an invoice. And the only thing you need to do, right, on your end as a TCGPlayer Direct seller, the only thing you need to do, as far as I know, I'm not a TCG Direct seller, although I am on the road to being. I just need to get everything signed up and get more inventory on there, because you need to have good feedback within the last 30 days. You need to have at least like 3,000 direct eligible cards in your inventory, and you need to be a level 4 seller, right? Those are the only requirements for you to become a direct seller. So, of course, you have to go through all these things, and TCGPlayer is not going to have every card that you have. They do have a lot, but they are not going to have every card that you have. And because they don't, sometimes you will have to send cards out yourself. But instead of having to get up, print out a whole bunch of shipping stuff, get a whole bunch of envelopes together, get a whole bunch of bubble mailers together, get a whole bunch of top loaders and shipping shields, and get all these individual orders packaged on your own, the only thing you have to do at that point is wait for TCGPlayer to send you the invoice. When they send you the invoice, you pack up the cards in a manner that, makes sense to them. Their invoices are normally alphabetical, from what I have heard. So if you begin storing your cards in alphabetical order or by set, then it is a great way to start kind of getting things together for the purpose of the invoice when it comes in. So that is available to level 4 sellers as well. And that's just kind of it. I mean, TCGPlayer treats level 4 sellers like they are employees. They work with, and quite literally sometimes for, TCGPlayer. the good part about being a part of Direct is that you essentially get TCG Player takes care of everything, right? If the card they receive gets lost in the mail, TCG Player takes care of figuring that whole thing out. If the customer gets the card and the card is damaged in any way, TCG Player takes care of that and you don't have to worry about it. If the card for some reason isn't in the correct condition than when it was stated, then TCG Player deals with that, right? Because TCG Player double checks all of their card conditions before they send it out. So that's all on them. The only thing that you as a seller need to worry about is listing your inventory and sending out the cards to TCG Player when they invoice you. And that's it. That's essentially how to be the best that you can be on TCG Player. So that's the goal, right, for becoming a level 4 seller. There's tons of ways you can do this, right? These same methods are almost the same way you would go through doing stuff on eBay. So stuff like getting feedback from customers and starting out small and then kind of working yourself up as you get a more consistent customer base. And then you move on from there and you start actually doing high ticket items. You start holding different things like, you start selling lots. You start selling repack packages as like fun little gimmicky things. You can do a whole bunch of stuff in that regard. So it's entirely up to the seller, but that is the best way to sell on TCGplayer.com. So that is essentially all the information I have for you in regards to this. Hopefully you guys have learned something. If you do have any questions specifically about TCG Player and what I mean by any of the seller level stuff, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to talk with you guys about it. You can also reach me. I do have my Twitter information on the channel description, so feel free to also meet me out over there. You can tweet at me, whatever you want to do. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys have become level 4 sellers, or if any of you guys are on your way to becoming level 4 sellers. It's a great way to kind of get started, and honestly, it's super simple, and does not take any time at all to put your effort into it. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do, and making money through Magic the Gathering has been the case for a while now, and you don't even have to just start with Magic the Gathering. Sell Flesh and Blood, sell Yu-Gi-Oh, sell Pokemon, sell Force of Will, sell Weiss Schwartz, sell Digimon. You can do whatever you want, right? The world is your oyster. So that is the all-knowing information that I have about TCG Player and its level stuff. We're going to get into other parts of selling on TCG Player in different videos, but this is the end of this one here. So while you're down there putting in the comment, please make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already. I like to make these guides for everybody and other content on the channel, so that way we all kind of learn how to do other things, right? Learn all the aspects of a trading card game as opposed to just one. So better to be a jack of all trades in this regard. So thank you all so much. I do really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for boosting us through 100 subscribers. We're obviously on our way to 500 next. So hopefully we can go ahead and get there. And with your guys' help, please feel free to boost this to whoever you want, and whoever tell all your friends. I'd love to see them talk in the comments down below. I love having discussion, and I'll see you guys on the next video. So make sure to make it a great day or not. The choice is up to you, and I'll see you then. All right, everybody. Nerd out.